Grab your mouse ears and ready your wands. You're tuning in to Castles to Cauldrons, your ultimate guide to the magic, the thrills, and everything in between. From strolling right down the middle of Main Street, USA, to dodging fire-breathing dragons in Diagon Alley, we've got your theme park adventures covered. And now, sharing their hottest takes and best tips, here are your hosts, Jason, Micah, Rachel, and Terry.
Hi, and welcome to episode 67 of Castles to Cauldron.
As you can hear, we got Micah here. Terry is on the way to Miami as we are recording this to go on the Wonder of the Seas.
Nice.
Rachel is on the way back from Alaska from the Disney Magic. So over the next 3 weeks, we're going to have Cruise Palooza, I guess, because I'm going to talk about my trip on the Destiny a little bit today. Next week, we're going to probably get Terry to talk about her trip on Wonder, and then Alaska with Rachel and Amber from the travel agency, because Amber did the Wonder. So we're going to get back information on both of those. So that's going to be fun. To join us, though, so it's just not me and Micah talking back and forth. Micah called her the best roommate ever. Christine said, I've had better. So
Never said that.
Christine is here with us. She's been on a couple of times before. Christine, we are glad to have you back.
Very happy to be here.
Welcome back, roomie.
I was gonna say, when I see you today, to make sure I call you roomie.
Yup.
We mentioned that we hung out with Christine quite a lot in Disneyland. She was pretty much sick of us, so she left us in the park when she went back to bed the last night. She's like,
Yeah, at 9:30 at night, and you guys got back at 10. You had like a half hour without me. You all
But
survived.
she did text and say, I'm kind of having FOMO and wished I would have stayed.
No, I just know I was saving money because I wasn't spending it shopping. That's how I looked at it.
That's true. Even though we had to figure out ways of saving money too. So, and we figured that out pretty easy.
On the very last.
Christine's going to do a little trip report. She just went to the beaches. So we've talked about sandals in the past. So this would be fun to have a little bit of information on beaches as well. So it's a pretty packed episode with a bunch of news from Universal and some from Disney. So we're going to start with Universal. The biggest thing coming out is Fast and Furious Supercharged is closing August 16th. That's all I have to say about that. No one cares. It's gone.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
I mean, they could close it sooner, and I don't think anyone would care.
Yeah, when they announced the coaster, they could have closed it the same day. And we've been,
Yeah.
like, if you want,
They're
doesn't
just
take
closing it so that they can get ready for Halloween Horror Nights.
right? That's the big thing.
Yeah, it doesn't take anybody off the walkways having that ride open. We went on it once, and that was it.
I think I've been on it 3 times, but it's mainly just because I brought somebody new to the parks one time. I rode it once for myself, and I think there was just a short wait, and I was like, I need some air conditioning, so let's go do that.
Yeah, that would be the only reason to use it.
Yeah.
Free ace.
But we get the roller coaster next year, and they teased us with the 170-foot spike that you can see in City Walk now that they've topped off. And that's going to be fun. I think that's going to be really cool to see all these people. Because, I mean, Rip Ride was cool to see in the parks, but you really didn't see much of the coaster itself. So having the spike in City Walk is going to be real fun.
So this is not going to be the same track as the one in Hollywood.
No, because the one in Hollywood goes on the side of a mountain.
But I mean, it's not going to be the same type of ride?
It
like
is.
The turns and stuff?
It's going to spin and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
It'll be fun.
Maybe I can handle that one better than the one in Hollywood.
I don't know. If you can't help.
I don't know. Having a roller coaster go off the side of a mountain is not really my cup of tea.
See,
It adds to the thrill.
I like Time Traveler in Branson because it does that. When you get in the load station, it comes off and it just drops off the side of the mountain, and you're spinning the entire time. So just adds to the thrill, like you said.
Yeah.
So it spins more than Guardians.
Yeah, that one's free spinning. I don't know how the one in Hollywood right now looks like is a controlled spin like Guardians is. So maybe it'll be controlled spin in Orlando too, but I kind of hope it's free spinning like Curse of the Werewolf.
We tried to get that one to spin, but
Yeah, we got to figure that one out next time.
I know.
I think it's all about weight and balance on that
Well, we
one.
tried that because we put Jason in one corner and Terry in the other because she's tiny, and we didn't spin like at all.
It was still a fun ride. It's short. I don't think I'd wait longer than what we waited for.
Yeah, no.
But
Half hour is the most I'd wait.
Yeah, it's a fun little ride. Hopefully with the expansion that they're rumored to have, it's going to be fun with the Swamp Thing, or They said maybe a Bride of Frankenstein
That would be cool.
dark ride. So
Ooh, that would be fun. They
let's
need
move.
more inside rides there
They do. They need a
Yeah.
lot more inside
because
rides.
when it rains, 3/4 of the rides are down.
Yeah, and then half the shows aren't worth watching anyway.
And it's hot.
They did just approve Donkey Kong to be running in the rain, though, so that's the fun thing.
Okay, good. Good.
So at least that one keeps going when it starts raining. And when it starts lightning and stuff like that, naturally it's going to go offline. Let's go to my favorite time of the year for Universal, which is HHN. Big news on the ticket stuff of Frequent Fear Pass. They announced the other day that it will no longer have Express Pass with it. So the way it worked in the past was you could buy your Frequent Fear, which depending on which tier you got, depends on like it's the annual pass of HHN.
And that's what you get every year, right?
Yeah, I get the Ultimate Scream, which gets me every night. You could buy the add-on of Express Pass, so you have it every night that you're able to go. They're taking that away this year, so no Frequent Fear Passes will have Express Pass attached.
So you'd have to buy it individually every night.
Yes. Which is a good thing, because all the locals going in using Express Pass, like when we go, if we buy Express Pass, that line won't be as long as what it was when we were waiting last year.
Okay.
Because you have all the locals that have bought these Express. And last year, even the freaking Fear Pass Expresses that they had, very limited in numbers.
Okay. Was it discounted though? Like, because
No.
you're buying it for the whole year?
Well, yeah,
like
you're
for the
buying
whole
it for the whole
season?
thing, so it's still discounted based off of per night, but you're not paying like, I think it was like $1,000 for me to get the Express Pass onto my Ultimate Fear,
Right.
which is another reason I don't go enough to actually say, let me get the Fear Pass on top of it. I'll get an Express Pass. Christine's getting one. So
Christine's not getting anything of the sort.
she's super excited about the Nightmare Fuel Blood Noir.
Noir.
I can't speak.
French.
Learn your French.
Remember when we did the Epic episode, we had to have Micah do all the French and it wasn't even that good.
Yes. Maybe I should have gotten her to do this. This is the nighttime show. It was very heavily rumored that we were not getting a Nightmare Fuel show this year because supposedly the Fuel Girls are going to be on tour in the UK, they're a big part of the show every year. And that they usually do a 3-year arc on the Nightmare Fuels for story. And last year they kind of tied it up at the end. So the fact that we got this one, it looks like it should be pretty detective-y and fun, and
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Is that a reason people would go?
Yeah.
Like, is that a
Yeah.
The
big draw?
show was so good.
Always
Yeah.
packed.
I
Wow.
can't wait to watch a show when I'm not exhausted. Like I was dragging at this point when we were there last year, and I really still enjoyed the show. And I think if it wouldn't have been for us going to the show and sitting down for that amount of time, I don't think I would have made it through the last 2 houses. But the show was really good. It's risque, a little risque, but it's a good show. Like it
Yeah.
was really entertaining.
Beth calls it a lot of sexy dancing
Yeah.
Where does it take place?
in the old Fear Factor theater.
Oh, that's a great spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, it is 100% packed every show.
Yeah, because we missed the cutoff for one of the shows we were trying to go to by like 5 or 6 people. They didn't let us in.
Yeah.
And then we got there, 45 minutes before the last show started and waited in line to watch the show.
Wow.
A lot of energy. Everybody loves the music. It's usually about the same intro music. They play My Chemical Romance, Black Parade.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun atmosphere. Like that's a big reason to go and just have fun.
The best part are the ushers that
Yeah,
were
they
dancing to that music, getting everyone hyped and ready to go. Like they were doing a great job.
So can I go to Halloween Horror Nights and just go to that show?
I mean, you're paying the same price, but yeah. I mean, you do have to walk through some of the scare zones.
Can I wear something though, like a wristband or something that says "Don't scare me"?
The necklace.
Yeah,
necklace?
the fearless necklace or something like that.
Yeah, I want one of those.
See, there you go. You can come with us, and you and Terry can review the food. How about that?
Yeah, the food and show.
There we go.
Because they did announce another show, which is the new show for Lagoon is Stranger Things Return to Hawkins.
Okay.
No idea. I've mentioned on previous episodes, I'm not a Stranger Things person. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not either.
But they said that this is going to explore the music and scenes from the 5 seasons of the show.
So like 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, that I'd be into.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see the Metallica, like they'll probably play Metallica in their Master of Puppets. I remember that from season 4's House.
Cool.
I haven't watched a single episode of Stranger Things.
I haven't either, but I just remembered Master of Puppets was big for like 6 months because of Stranger Things. Moving over to some scare zones, we'll run through these pretty fast. Infernal Carnival of Nightmares is the first scare zone they announced. This is Jack and Dr. Oddfellow invite you to step right up and see the horrors hide in every shadow at the sinister spectacle decades in the making. This is, I think, going in Hollywood because it's circus.
So are they getting a house and a scare zone?
Yes.
Okay.
Jack and Oddfellow, Christine, they are icons from previous years. Jack is a clown. Oddfellow is the man who created Jack. People, you need to reference that Infernal Carnival of Nightmares is an acronym for icon. So we might be getting some of the icons from HHN in this house in this scare zone as well. But these two are really cool. Jack is pretty much a Joker-esque, very runs around. Hopefully he'll run around the park like Art did last year. Oddfellow is a time traveler. He jumps back and forth through time and can take over people's bodies.
Doesn't he kind of look like a witch doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, like think of Dr. Facilier, but rated R, I guess would be the best way to say it. Like he's a lot more scary.
He does some bad things.
Yes. The second scare zone we got is Sideshow of Decay. Cindy's time has come with Dr. Oddfellow's dark sorcery. She opens a portal in the carnival's junkyard, using it to resurrect decade nightmares from the past that are back to haunt you. Big note on this one. Cindy was supposed to be the icon for HHN 12, which was in Islands of Adventure. Cindy was taken away as the icon because at the same time, little kids were being abducted, and they didn't think that this little girl would be a good icon for a time when kids were being abducted. So kind of put her to the side and let everything else come through. But
they're like leaning this year really heavy into the Oddfellow and Jack stuff. Like this is multiple, like a house, multiple scare zones.
Yes. And when the Oddfellow was the icon a few years ago, every scare zone had an Oddfellow. Like he has a symbol, and you can find the person having the symbol, whether it was on a scar on their face or on their jacket or something like that. He was in the scare zone in some place. So Cindy is a daughter of the icon caretaker, who ended up being the icon for that year that she was sidetracked. So maybe we'll see caretaker throughout that. I'm looking forward to both of those. I don't know where this one's going to be. I kind of think it might be like the Central Park scare zone. But I think that might be a little too small. The last thing was announced today, like we always do. This is recording on a Thursday. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is not a scare zone per se. They haven't said anything. They said they're returning to the streets. More info to come. So I think this is going to be like the zombies we had last year in front of Mel's, or the Chainsaw Horde and Simpson. They were there a few years ago. I think it was my second HHN or my third HHN. And they had a little spot in front of Transformers. Like it was just their ice cream van and then the clowns. So it was very small. But I'm looking forward to it. I like
lots of clowns. Lots of clowns. Bad year for people that hate clowns.
Terry hates clowns. So naturally I'm sending this to her every time we get something new about clowns or circus. So
poor thing.
We're gonna make sure we videotape her getting scared senseless with the clowns. Our group photo should be with the killer clowns.
Yeah. I wanted to invite my best friend to come with us this year, but she also really doesn't like clowns, so I don't know if I could convince her now.
That's even better reason to invite her.
She's hilarious when she's scared. Like she'll do it, but like she's latched on to someone while going through the houses. Like when we did our local one, like she literally was like, and she's got a solid, like Christine's tall. Like how tall are you, Christine?
5'8".
Yeah, so my best friend Nicolette, she's like 5'9", so she's right there up there with you. And like she's latched onto me, like hunched over, grabbing my arm as we're walking through these things. She'll do it, but she gets scared.
So we're waiting on 2 more houses and 3 more scare zones.
Are they going to be like IP houses or original houses? Because didn't we get all the original ones so far?
We've got all the original houses.
Yeah.
So unless something happens with the IP where they have to drop one, we're done with originals. So the last two should be IP houses. And then
I'm really excited for us to do our ranking again. That I loved doing that last year.
we will do that as we get closer to going,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Let's move over to something Christine actually likes talking about,
Disney.
Disney. And we'll start with something she's really been talking about in our Facebook group. Rumor has it Disney Cruise Line might be heading back to New York City. What was it, 2022, 2023 was the last time they sailed out of New York City?
23.
What ship was it?
The Dream, because I was on it.
I would love to do this. I've never been to NYC. So
Oh my gosh.
to do a Disney cruise and attach it with a little weekend trip just to see if me and Bethany like NYC to take Travis up there and what to do and do the cruise, I think would be great.
There's nothing like sailing past the Statue of Liberty. Nothing. And then when you go underneath the Verrazano Bridge, you're like 6 feet. Like, you can hear the cars beeping and stuff going over your head. And then I like when you come back, it's usually like 4:30 in the morning when you're coming up the Hudson River. I'll set my alarm and I'll go outside. On your balcony, you really can't see much except right in front of you. So I'll go to the top deck so I can see left and right, of the Hudson River, the New Jersey side, the New York side, and like going past the Freedom Tower and downtown and everything, all lit up, but still, it's so quiet and peaceful.
Yeah.
There's
it's
no
early in
lot
the
of
morning.
cars. Yeah, there's no cars like running around the whole city and stuff like that, but it is. And then you see the Statue of Liberty lit up, with the lights on her.
That
But
just
it is.
seems like one of those things that's like check off like your bucket list. Like
Yeah.
sail past the Statue of Liberty and get that view of the New York
Yep.
skyline.
So because it
And do
goes
it on
under
a Disney cruise.
because it goes under that bridge, then I guess the Dream and Fantasy are probably the biggest ships that can go with the Disney side of stuff. They couldn't bring the Wish up there or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, they do Royal Caribbean Oasis classes. I think their Norwegian Bliss used to be in New York at some point, and that's one of
That's a
their
big
biggest
ship.
ships. Yeah.
I had a trivia question. I totally forgot. We're talking about Disney Cruise. I wanted to do a trivia question with y'all.
Okay.
And it's Disney
Let me
related.
put my hat on.
Yeah. This is random, okay? But I was listening to podcasts out because of the Disney Cruise. What was the very first cruise that Disney was featured on? And when was it?
I've heard this. Like I saw something about this, but I don't have an answer.
So wait, Disney was featured on another cruise line?
Yes. They've actually there was two. But the
Are they
very
cruise
first,
lines we know? Can we ask a question? Can I ask a hint?
the first one, yes. The second
I'm
one,
going to say Princess.
No.
No? Carnival? Royal Caribbean?
no.
Norwegian?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. They did a 7-night cruise. It was called Fantasy.
Oh,
And they
that's
were
cute.
testing the waters for Disney to partner with the Big Red Boat, or Premier Cruises, and do the contract with them. They want to see what the demand was. So it was if I remember right, it was out of Port Canaveral, maybe. I know Big Red Boat was because they packaged that with the Disney World trips.
Right.
And then they had their flight partner, which I can't remember the name of the airlines, but you could buy a package that was Disney World, and then the cruise,
Big Red Boat.
and then the fire or the airport.
Wow.
That's perfect.
I think I saw that on one of the things on Disney Plus when they were talking about opening the cruise line. Like I think that was one of the episodes, but I didn't remember that it was Norwegian.
So it was the SS Norway made a 1-week charter special cruise to the Caribbean on behalf of Disney. The cruise was advertised as Disney Fantasy aboard SS Norway. The
They don't even
cruise
have
was
that anymore.
November 3rd through 10th, 1980.
Well, that's why. It's a really long time ago.
Were
Before
you
I
even
was
born yet?
no,
Yeah. I don't
I
want
was
to
a
talk to
year
either
from
one
being
of you
born.
anymore.
you weren't born yet either, Jason.
No, I was a year from it.
I'm signing off.
Yeah, so there's the trivia. I wanted to do it at the very beginning of the show, but I forgot about it. But now that we're talking Disney Cruise Line out of New York,
I think
figured,
we
hey.
said when she said Norwegian, it like triggered your memory
Yeah, it
of
did.
it.
I mean, that's
yeah.
what it was. It was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this, but because I was like,
Anyway,
this is a good trivia.
sorry. I said between like myself and we have a couple other agents in the area and everything, we could probably fill up every single ship for a whole season. I mean, I think part of the demand is going to be because it's been gone for a couple of years.
Yeah.
The problem with what we've had in the past is it's always been in the fall. So it's been like the whole month of September and the first couple of weeks of October. And like everybody just went back to school. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to take their kids out the second week of school, so it made it hard to maybe sell. I think a lot of the ones out of New York were mostly like travel agents who would just do anything to get on a Disney cruise ship, especially out of New York. But if they could just give us any other season,
What
that would be great.
itineraries did they do then?
So I did the 5-nighter to Bermuda.
Okay.
They also did a 4-nighter to Bermuda. But in 2022, I think in the years before that, they went down to the first stop was Port Canaveral.
Okay.
And really back in the day, like when I first started as a travel agent, they gave you a 1-day park hopper. Like that was an excursion when you got to Port Canaveral, and you would get into Port Canaveral like 8 and they wouldn't leave till midnight. So you had a good like 12 hours that you could spend
Yeah.
at Walt Disney World. And then they would go to Nassau and go to Castaway Cay and then
Did
make
they
their way
ever
back.
do those like fall cruises up to Canada?
Oh, yeah, they did that too. Like Nova
Okay.
Scotia,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
That's what I'm interested
Yeah.
in. If they decided to go up the coast instead of down, I would jump on the cruise in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because
I'm
usually
Yeah.
it'll stop like in Bar Harbor, Maine, Nova
Mhm.
Scotia, like Halifax, places like that. Yeah.
the
I would love
rumor.
to do that too.
The rumor right now is 27, 28, right? Is
Yeah, I mean, we're waiting on the fall of 2027 releases, so that's what scares me, thinking that we're going to get fall again if they do give it to us, which still I think will fill up every ship just because we haven't had it in so long and everybody's so excited, but it's not going to make everybody super happy,
Right.
but we'll take it, There was a little bit of a rumor of it being a Wish class as well.
yeah, that because what we're seeing, and I say what we are seeing, it's not us. Somebody was digging on the port's information site and found Disney had been populated back into the site, and 3 or 4 of the ships have been populated into there too as options. So we don't know which ship is actually going to be there. We don't know if this is actually going to happen. This is just 100% rumor at this
Rumor.
point. But we should be getting.
It's one of the very few Disney rumors I've seen really take off, though.
Yeah, because
I
everybody
really think this could be.
and we've talked about it on the podcast. Disney's good at like throwing little things out there every now and then to see what catches. So Disney could have leaked this on their own. They could have given the information to the person and said, "See what this does," and
Yeah.
See what
seem to
people are
demand it.
saying online. What are their responses to this? Are they excited about it?
So like I said, I've never been to New York City. I've already talked to my wife and said, "Hey, if they offer this, I would like to try to go up there and do this sailing just to me and you get out and do stuff, like see what New York City's like."
Yep.
Off of Disney Cruise Line for a little bit because we're going to go back to it at the end of the show. Disney World Magic of Disney Animation opens September 14th. It's just the Olaf draws, the meet and greets with the characters, the indoor playground, and then Once Upon a Studio short is coming into the theme park, and they've added something to it. I don't know
Okay.
what. I'm excited for it. This air conditioning. So
this is mostly all the part where Star Wars Launch Bay was, right?
It's the old animation building. So
Yeah.
they're just putting it back.
That's a
to where
lot
it
of
was.
space in there.
And I don't think they're utilizing it well when it was Launch Bay.
Right.
So they're actually they're utilizing it to its maximum potential again, like they were when it first opened.
Like this playground, is it going to be like a big playground indoors for kids, or is it
Oh,
tiny?
I mean, it's going to be decent size. It's not going to be like a play place at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something.
Right. Like I'm wondering if it's going to be like bigger than Dumbo, because Dumbo's isn't huge.
I would probably think it's about the same size as a Dumbo.
Okay. I mean,
Like, at least
it's
the place it sits in, like that 10 is
Yeah.
pretty big with were places for people to sit,
yeah.
but play area maybe is about the same size.
I think this is great for Hollywood Studios because I feel like sometimes it's not the best park with people with small children. There's not as much to do. Now you have an air conditioned spot for one of the parents to go sit with the younger kids while a parent and an older kid, or even just like grandparents can sit in there while the parents go ride something. I think this is a great addition like to that. And there's multiple things that'll happen in there because like if the kids go into play and they're like, oh, what's that? And then they want to go sit down and draw. Like I feel like it's a good addition to Hollywood Studios.
It was also the only park that didn't have a playground. Up
Right,
until
yeah.
recently.
It did.
I mean, it did, yes, but it had the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground
I
over
know.
on
I
that.
used
I
to love that
remember
area.
that. I remember
It
that
was so
much.
cool.
Yes.
It was
So
so
for it to
fun back
get
there.
something back for the kids, it's great. I do also hope they keep the character interactions in the courtyard open.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Oh, like
think
Doc McStuffins and Fancy
Fancy
Nancy.
not
That
Nancy
even
and
that. Like
Pluto.
how they have Rapunzel walking around and Mulan walking around out there in the
They did when
courtyard.
we were there back in May. Who was out there? Donald Duck was just out doing stuff. Like he was just out there walking around taking pictures with people too, not in a set location.
I think that like adds a little bit to that, just having
Yeah.
some of those characters
Well, it
walking
makes it
around.
feel like Disneyland almost, like
I
where
know.
characters are kind of just free roaming there with things.
Which they can't
That's one of
do
my
so
favorite
much.
parts of Disneyland.
Yeah, I mean it's great, but no one rushes the characters in Disneyland like they do in Disney World. I mean they
True.
do. I've seen, Maleficent rushed and Evil Queen. That was also before like pre-social media and TikTok. Everybody trying to do that stuff.
Even with a handler?
Well, at some point those characters just kind of walk around without even a handler. They might
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
usually the mask characters do have a handler, but
The face
Peter and all
characters don't.
those, they
Yeah,
just
like
walk around.
I don't know if I've seen a handler like right with Peter Pan in Magic Kingdom, like when he's
No, I don't
walking
think I
around and
have.
doing stuff. So I wonder if it's like similar to that where they don't have a handler for the face characters because they don't necessarily have blind spots like the mask characters do.
And what could happen? A bad could happen with a mask character and kids trying to get a hug. Next month we have D23. We've got the announcement that Neil Patrick Harris will be hosting the Disney Parks panel. They have some special name for it, and it's like the future of Disney Parks experiences or something like that. And I don't care. It's the
Right.
Disney Parks panel. The thing I cared about was that they got somebody to host it.
Right, which means maybe something big's going to be done if they're having like a celebrity host it.
I'll go one more step. Maybe something controversial big is going to be
Like?
said. I don't know. But
Canceling Villains Land.
that would be great. But like
Stop.
No, I want Villains Land.
Josh Tomorrow, Chapek, and all the presidents that have served over the parks have always been there to make these announcements in some form of fashion and bring out the Imagineers to talk about it. But they're not showing their face for this. They might show up, but they're not announcing it that Josh Tomorrow. So the fact that they're not coming out here, I'm not saying something bad could happen, but like, what if they are going to say, okay, we're going to demolish It's a Small World in Magic Kingdom? Josh Tomorrow doesn't want to say that.
So you mean Neil Patrick Harris would get all the hate rather than Josh? That's what
Yeah.
you're saying?
There's a buffer
Because who can
zone.
be mad at Neil Patrick Harris?
I know. I'd be like, if anybody's going to make a bad
Because
announcement, let it come
Everyone
from
will
him.
look at him like he's just delivering the message. He had
Yeah.
no
reading
like
the script.
say in what's happening,
He's
unlike
reading off the teleprompter.
tomorrow. Yeah. Because he
But
might not even know what's happening. He'll be like, watch this short video. And then he's going to be like, what? What are they doing? Excuse me?
This
What
was
did I get
handed to me
involved in?
off the side. They're going to tear
Yeah, somebody
down.
comes bum rushing the stage and whispers in his ear and hands him an envelope. And he opens it up and it's like something crazy controversial.
They're going to be like, you know what we're not doing anymore? Candlelight processional. Sorry, Neil. That job you get every year during the Festival of the Holidays, no more.
It's interesting. I'm looking forward to whatever they're going to do, whatever they're going to say. I think Disney still has a lot to do to catch up to where Universal is when it comes to new attractions. And we're getting a lot of new stuff, whether we get Villains Land or not. It's there. They've cleared the land. They've started prep work for it. Cars Land is obviously coming.
When is D23?
August something.
August.
Yeah.
It's usually right around my birthday, August 13th.
They have
Okay.
Muppets merch at D23 this year. So I think Diane's going to D23. I had to
Well, that's
text her
right.
and
She
be
did
like-
say that.
So on the rumor mill, when it comes to D23 announcements, this one popped up. This is the strange thing. And so I was on the cruise all last week. And I text Mike. I'm like, hey, just add notes to whatever happens for us throughout the week. And, we'll look through it and find out what there was. Like literally nothing happened when I was on this cruise.
Nope.
And then
You didn't miss anything.
and then I get off the ship and all of a sudden everything blows up. Like we get all these informations, which this is the biggest one that we got. Rumor, 100% rumor right now. Space Mountain might be getting closed for well over a year and they will retrack Space Mountain. But it will be a whole new coaster. It's not going to be the dual loading coaster that we have now. It will be a Disneyland style coaster with the potential of having a launch instead of the lift hill. I'm kind of excited about it, if that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, to have a major attraction like that closed for a year and a half, stinks. But at the same time, we got through Big Thunder Mountain. What else have we gotten through lately?
Like
What else
being
was closed?
closed
Splash Mountain was closed for
for a
Yeah, I mean, look
while.
at that. Oh my
just under
gosh.
a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll get through it and stuff like that. And that ride just hurts so much. I think
Yeah.
just any kind of improvement to it will just be better for the park. I mean, it's still, it still runs between 45 minutes and an hour wait time and stuff, but it'll be a showstopper if they change that track. You'll get more
Yeah.
people on it.
You'll get a lot more people. Also because it's going to be the dual seats. just
Right, like in
Disneyland.
Disneyland.
And you'll
Yep.
have 2 or 3 cars. And those cars will be longer. So it won't be sitting just three rows per
Right.
car.
Yeah.
Probably sit like 4 or 5. And then you'll have 2 cars of that. So you're
So I won't have to climb out of the car and worry about what I look like when I'm climbing out of the
Right.
car, the vehicle.
and the ride capacity just goes sky high.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good. You probably will have on-ride audio now.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put projectors and stuff into the show
I
building.
mean, they could change the entire theme of Space Mountain by doing this. Like the entire thing could still be like, Tomorrowland, like the future kind of thing, but they could just pull in, if they wanted to do like like Stitch, like you're with Stitch and you're taking off to do
No,
something.
we don't want to do that.
But it would be fun.
Stitch hater.
I know. People love Stitch. I'm just saying there's a lot. Like, I don't see them doing the Tomorrowland movie as the overlay for
No, I don't.
Space Mountain.
I'm agreeing with the overlay, but I'm thinking to what Disneyland has done in the past. So for like Halloween parties, they did.
I mean, they do that
Ghost
at
Galaxies.
Disney World, though. I mean,
No,
they do
just
the
turn off
different
lights
lights.
again. No, they turn them off.
Yeah, they don't do like
Halloween.
the Hyperspace Mountain.
Yeah, but
No.
if you put this stuff in, you can do hyperspace, Ghost Galaxy.
Yeah.
They did a rock and roller coaster style one year. I can't remember if it was Van Halen or Aerosmith, but they did that. So
You
you
also, if you didn't make it dueling, you could probably make it a longer coaster too.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not that I ever thought it was short. I actually think it's a good length ride,
is.
but like compared to Tron, anything is
Yeah.
good.
Which
But
bringing up Tron, that brings up the other thing about Tomorrowland. Like you have brand new Tron right behind Space Mountain, Carousel of Progress right in front of Space Mountain. That's going to be brand new next year. They
Mhm.
just redid Buzz Lightyear. Monsters
they're-
Inc. It's
They're
probably
really putting some work into Tomorrowland to make it more up to date.
yeah. So Space Mountain's obviously the next thing that needs to be really upgraded because I think Monsters Inc.'s live floor their days are numbered.
fine.
Like I think
There's going to be a point where it gets moved to Hollywood Studios, like
Yeah,
where
it's
that
either-
whole thing is just going to get moved into Monstropolis.
they're going to either retire the show and just have that brand new show, like a brand new Monsters show in the Glob. But I think some form of Live Floor 2.0 ends up there, and they close that, and they'll have to do something then with Live Floor and this old Stitch ride.
Yeah. I was gonna say that space has been empty for years.
Well before COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, and with
Crazy.
Disneyland changing Autotopia over to electric vehicles, that just kind of also puts it in for Disney World as well.
They
For
could put it on the
Tomorrowland
chopping
Speedway.
block too.
I mean, it
just
could go. They could take out that entire thing. That's a huge amount of land for them to put another attraction in.
I just think
Huge amount.
there's a weight limit because if I remember reading right or hearing right, is that because of the utilidors right underneath,
Mhm.
they can't put anything massive on top, but they can still do something there.
I feel like they could do something similar to like Cars Land of like the Luigi's like dancing cars or like the Tomato thing, like something like that that's not as heavy because you already have cars and people and all that asphalt there. So it really wouldn't add
You could do
that much more weight to it.
the floating UFOs that opened with Disneyland in the original park.
I
that
mean,
from the last
something that they could
month.
put there that's still a family ride, but is way better than Tomorrowland Speedway.
I think that might be the big announcement is like Tomorrowland is going to be overhauled.
Mhm.
Because
God, that's just like Magic Kingdom just turning into Epcot right now, like with all the walls and stuff
that-
that's going to be happening.
I would say Tomorrowland is the one land in Magic Kingdom that needs it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've taken down some of the props around the water area in Cosmic Rays and Tomorrowland Terrace. Those have come down. Said we have walls around Carousel of Progress. We might have walls around Space Mountain next year. If you're going to redo Tomorrowland, it's the one land that hasn't been touched that needs it in the past. Well, I've been going since 2011. It's like been this way. They put the retro signs up. That's about it.
Agree.
That's
Everybody
all.
in agreement say yay.
Yay! As long as they do
There
it
you go.
right. Now, I don't want to go into Carousel of Progress next year and it's a sorry piece of junk show. I still
It'll be
100%.
better.
It needed it. I'm not going to say you ruined my childhood by redoing this. I was one that's preached, redo it, fix it.
Well, I think part of it too is like my child at 8 years old, all of that stuff in Carousel of Progress, he doesn't really understand or know some of the significance behind that because he's a 2017 baby. Like that stuff is very old. Like even some of it for me, like I know all that stuff because of my parents, but I feel like it does need to be updated to kind of make it to where people like me with kids that age, you, Jason, with Travis being young, it's just like it's not something that they're like, yeah, let's go sit and watch Carousel of Progress. Like there's no want for that. Versus like my child loves the Tiki Room and we will have to watch it 3 times in a row.
Christine will sorely miss because of her childhood.
That's very cute. Very cute. Very laugh it up, Fuzzball.
You knew something was coming.
Fuzzball. I forgot to add to the show notes about Oogie Boogie. Did you see Yzma is coming to Oogie Boogie
Yeah.
Bash?
I did see the teaser that they haven't announced it, but it's like obviously Yzma.
Yeah, I hope so because she's fun. I think she's one of the fun villains. I like her.
I want to know how they're going to do her because she's like super scrawny. Like, are they going to hire one of these?
I think it's going to be one of those costumes that does like the illusion, like where it's going to look like her body's small, but then she's going to have like black and stuff on the outside that'll like blend in, so her body looks small, like with clothes on it. Yeah, I'm excited because I really want to go to Oogie Boogie Bash one year. Like I don't know when that'll be because that's all the way out in California, but I thought that was fun because I love that they do all the like the villains and how they do that out there. I just think that's great. And Emperor's New Groove doesn't get enough love, so having Yzma there, I think it's great.
Christine, we need to get you to mention that to Denise for next Disneyland AEP is
Got it.
Oogie Boogie.
Got it. I get one wish a year. That'll be it. That'll be 2028 though, because 27 we're probably gonna have to go back to Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Well, that too. Yikes.
We'll be right back after this break.
Are you dreaming of your next adventure but overwhelmed by planning? Magical Travel has you covered. With over 22 years in the business, we specialize in Disney destinations, Universal Studios, cruise vacations, and all-inclusive resort getaways. Our services are 100% complimentary when you book a vacation package with one of our knowledgeable agents. Request a free quote to start the planning process at magicaltravel.com. Mention our podcast to be connected with one of our agents you are listening to if you like what you hear.
And we're back.
We're back.
Christine, you went
That's me.
to Beaches. What, a couple weeks ago?
In June.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah, last weekend in June.
We're in middle of July, so a couple weeks ago was June still. What resort did you go to in Beaches?
So it's Beaches, Turks, and Caicos. So there's only 2 beaches right now. There's one in Turks and Caicos and one in Negril. Turks and Caicos is like their flagship resort. And Beaches is the family-friendly resort brand of Sandals is its like sister resort. And so Turks and Caicos, if you've never been, is the most beautiful water you've ever seen. I mean, anywhere on Grace Bay is amazing, but Beaches has, this designated probably mile-long beach that's just theirs. And I can't say enough good things about it.
It looks beautiful.
Your pictures were like, oh my God.
Yeah, they look like postcards. Like they look fake, and I didn't filter anything. I didn't doctor them up.
She just used AI.
But what's that?
You just used AI.
Yeah, if I only knew how to. But, I was talking to someone the other day about going, and they're like, oh, my husband just wants to relax. He doesn't want to go to this ginormous resort, and have to walk all over, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know what? You can do whatever you want there. You can either go everywhere and do everything, or whatever village you're staying at, because there's 5 villages there, whatever village you're staying at, just go to that pool, find yourself a chair, go to that section of the beach, go to those restaurants. I mean, you don't have to go everywhere. But we are the Rush family and we can't sit still. So
You rush
we
everywhere you
went
go.
to we went to every village. So we stayed in the brand new Treasure Beach village, which every room there is concierge level or higher. So the higher level would be a butler, a villa or butler suite. So you'll have butler service. Our room was just phenomenal. I guess it would sleep 7 because we had a sofa bed, which was 2, king bed 2, and then bunk beds, and the lower bunk had a trundle that came out. So I think it could
Wow.
sleep 7. 2 full bathrooms, kitchenette, bar. And when you first get there, they leave a card in your room that asks what alcoholic drinks would you like. So Jason and I are probably the 2 driest people in the world, so we don't drink anything. So we had nothing to add to that card, but
Like
I did bring a card home so I could.
Just to be
Yeah,
clear,
lots of Coke and Sprite.
her husband's name is Jason, so she's not talking about
Yes,
me, Jason.
I didn't.
So
Yeah, I did not go to.
we did not go
Don't
to
start
Beaches
that rumor.
together. Yeah, we just want to nail that one in the bud. Is that her
That's what I
husband?
forgot.
So I was like,
forgot.
I didn't
Jason
go. What are
Rush.
you talking about? I'm like, oh yeah.
But anyway, there's 25 plus restaurants there, 15 or so pools, and, hot tubs everywhere, water park, a lazy river. And there's at the different villages, there's different vibes. So I always tell everybody, I wanted to figure out what the Treasure Beach vibe was because the last time I was there, it was still being built. So Treasure Beach is just like chic, latest, modern, somebody that wants to be in the in scene,
Mhm.
But we really liked the Italian village because they had a DJ there, and they were doing like the girls versus guys Olympics in the pool. There's just a really fun vibe there. But I always tell people too, if you're not wanting that kind of music outside your room, or your kids are going to take naps during the day and everything, then you don't want to be in the Italian village. So it's important to know which village you would want, and the different vibes, like I said, of each one. But you can eat at any restaurant there. Only 2 of them require reservations, so that's good. You don't have to worry about, as soon as you get there making reservations or anything. Most of them are just walk up. Buffets all over the place, the freshest fruit you've ever seen. Definitely was a big time for weddings. There was lots of weddings there while we were there, which made me want to renew my vows there when it's our 25th anniversary. But we'll see. It's between that and Disney World.
You said
But
you said the reservation thing, and I know you were worried about it when we were in Disneyland. And I know the answer to this, but it was Butch's, right?
yeah. So Butch's Chop House, that's like their signature steakhouse there. That's probably the hardest reservation to get because there's only 2 that require reservations, but that's one. And I was worried about it. We did get an 8:15 at night reservation one night, and then my husband walked by one day and just kind of schmoozed somebody at the front desk and said, "Listen, we got 2 kids. They're never gonna make it till 8:15. You got anything sooner?" And she's like, "Is 5 o'clock okay?" We're like, "We'll take it."
Awesome.
So we got in right at 5 o'clock. It was wonderful. The aesthetics of the restaurant are great. Service was, unimaginable. It was
Mhm.
just one of the best meals of my vacation life.
Good.
And the cool thing about it too is, which I didn't realize, because I think the last time I went down, I did a layover. So I think my flight in total was like 4.5, 5 hours. So I kept thinking, when I want to go on a 3-4 day weekend, do I really want to go somewhere so far? I really didn't realize it's only 3 hours from here. For you guys that are down south, it's probably only an hour, hour and a half. But, it's a quick 3-hour flight. You're flying over some of the most beautiful water. So there was, lots to look out, out the window and see. The airport's hysterical. There's 6 gates. Everybody sits in one room. We did get the VIP lounge coming back, when we were departing, because I figured I didn't want to sit in that kind of warm room with 600 of my new friends
Right.
that were going home the same day. So we did the VIP lounge there, which is a separate third party thing, which was cool. They had snacks, drinks, bathroom, air conditioning, cushier seats, so that was nice to experience that. But it's a great 4-day weekend trip. It's a great week-long trip. We had a blast, absolute blast.
You're doing nothing but saying positive things. Were there any cons or negatives that you saw?
Well, this is true, I think, of any resort where you have a lot of kids, because obviously Beaches is family friendly and probably the most popular one. When a child does, have an accident in a pool,
Yeah.
Yes.
pools, and I hear this happens at Alani a lot too, but when the pools, major pools close down, it's closed down for a good 6 hours. and we think it takes that long for them to,
They have to cycle all the water, put all the cleaners in. Yeah.
which I'm fine with that. Whatever you got to do to get it, up and going the way it should be. But there was like 2 out of the 5 main pools were closed one day. So that just makes other pools a little bit more crowded and stuff. So we decided to head to the beach when that happened. They have lots of great excursions as well. So they have a catamaran sail you can do during the day for the families. They have a sunset catamaran at night. It's usually more adult friendly, kind of romantic and stuff. Snorkeling, water trikes, paddle boards, scuba, and then you can actually be certified for scuba diving there. They have 2 big scuba diving swimming pools that they'll teach you and certify you for scuba diving, and then you can go right off the side of the ship, the boat the next day.
That's great. Didn't you say the pools close kind of early too? Like once the sun
Yeah,
goes down,
they're
it
not.
closes?
This is not a party resort at the pool type place. They do have entertainment here and there around the resort, but it was definitely not the pools. Pools do close. And another thing, I guess I'll call this a con, believe it or not, is very little lifeguards. Most pools did not have a lifeguard. The beach, I think, had 1 lifeguard for the whole entire mile. So I saw a lot of the families kind of converge to that area so they could be right in front of the lifeguard, which is usually what we do at Castaway Key and Lookout Key and stuff. And so that was something I took notice of because this was my second visit. I didn't notice it last time because I was there with a bunch of adults.
Yeah.
So that's something to take note. The other thing I'll say is a pro is their security is great. Like they have 1 or 2 security guards at both ends of their beach 24/7 that just make sure that nobody walks on the property, nobody comes in from the water, no peddlers, nobody trying to sell you anything, all that stuff. They can go do that somewhere else because it's not happening at beaches.
Yeah, because I would think,
So,
like when we talked about sandals, they were talking about like the peddlers coming up in the water and whatnot.
Yeah, like some of them, the beach is public and not private. So then those
right.
people
Yeah.
are allowed to come within a certain distance of the chairs or something like
Yeah,
that.
like I went to Sandal St. Lucia, La Top years ago. And yeah, I'd say probably every 15 minutes somebody walked past. If you're in the water, they're just walking through the water with whatever they're selling. So, it's part of being in the Caribbean, part of being in another country, whatever it is. But as long as you warn people, expectations are set,
Yeah.
But
you
I
can
think
handle yourself.
at a family resort like Beaches, the security is stronger because they don't
Yeah.
want those people
Yeah.
coming up to the kids so much.
Yeah. I had no issues. The one thing I will say is, they're constantly going through refurbishments, very similar to Disney. So they do this village, this village, this village, and then when they get to the end, they go back to the beginning, probably start over again. So right now, the Caribbean Village, which was the lead-in rate, the lowest rate you could get into beaches with, those rooms are being refurbished as we speak. So not sure if those will stay as the lead-in rate. They may be raised a little bit, but it is right next door to Treasure Beach, the new village.
Okay.
And, I always tell people, if you have the dollars to spend, go stay at the nicest. I can't say enough good things about that part of the resort, the room, the restaurants were there because that's where Chop House was. I do feel like as soon as we crossed that threshold in Treasure Beach, service just like kind of went up a notch. Could be because it's new and those are all new employees, so they're all,
Or they just
happy.
move the best employees over there.
Absolutely, like they do
Yeah.
at Disney Cruise Line.
Mhm.
When a new ship comes out, they take their most tenured and put them on the new ship. So, but it's a great vacation for families. It's a great vacation for adults. We saw a bachelor party. We saw a bachelorette party there. There's plenty of places for everybody to go. Plenty of nooks and crannies. Never felt crowded. I did ask the manager what the capacity was. He said 80% capacity. That seems kind of, a lot for me, but never felt it. Not once.
That's good because you said it's a pretty big resort too, right?
Yeah,
Like it's
I mean,
really
it's
like
so
kind of
spread
laid
out.
out. Yeah.
So spread out. I wish I knew the acreage, I could tell you, but yeah, it's huge. But again, sometimes huge resorts turn people off. I don't think it should. It should make you want to go there and know that you have plenty of options. If the kids want to do this with mom, but dad wants to, go lay over here or listen to this music, and this one wants to go play trivia at the pool over here. It's almost like a cruise ship. There's
Yeah.
something for everybody. You just gotta find your spots.
Yeah.
So
And it's
yeah,
great for when people want to do like a week-long trip because then they could feel like every day they're exploring a new area or finding something new versus some of those much smaller all-inclusive resorts. You're like, okay, we're on day 2 and I've seen everything. Like
Yeah.
I've been everywhere. We've eaten at almost all of the restaurants because they
Yeah.
have, only like 5 or 6 total restaurants.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can't do that here. You know,
Yeah.
with 25 plus, I mean,
yeah.
you'll hit most of
I
them,
mean,
but
I can see it being a pro and a con for people, the size,
yeah.
like with that kind of thing.
And I will say, it didn't rain at all. It's, it's not underneath the hurricane belt or anything. I mean, it could be in the way, but we didn't have any afternoon thunder showers or anything. The weather was absolutely perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's about 12-15 minute ride from the airport.
Not
So that's
far.
always a plus too, because Beaches Negril is, I think, like 1.5 or 2 hours from the airport.
It's a long way.
So yeah, you got to set people up with that expectation as well. But we had a great time, and thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Is there
I
anything else
loved
you
your
want-
pictures.
Yeah, the pictures were great. Is there anything else
Yeah.
like people don't really know about beaches that you have found out on this trip that
Well, all in case somebody doesn't know, all tips and gratuities, all that stuff's included. You're not tipping anybody except if you do have butler service, you can tip your butler daily because you'll probably not have the same butler every day. And then if you have any spa services, you would tip your spa attendant. Other than that, nothing. It's all taken care of. They are not allowed to accept $1 from you. And I
Okay.
saw people try and give people money at the bars, or somebody came over and gave them a drink at the pool and everything, and they just very gently push your hand away and say no thank you. I'm good.
Okay.
So not really much other money to shell out once you're there.
I really
So,
want to do a sandals or beaches. Like I would like to experience it. That's one of my lists. So
well, the good news is Beaches is expanding. So they closed the sandals in Exuma, Bahamas. That's going to now be a Beaches, Exuma, Bahamas. So that'll be the closest one to the continental United States. So that'll probably be a real popular one.
Yeah.
I think they have one in Beaches, Barbados, and I want to say another one in Jamaica. I'm forgetting at the moment, but they're definitely expanding that brand because they realize how popular it is.
Yeah.
It's not going away, so let's keep it going.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be, in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see a big push with the beaches resorts.
I just feel like
They also,
all-inclusive resorts are becoming a lot more popular too.
yeah,
in that-
especially for families with little kids, not having to worry about anything. It really helps.
kind of to transition a little bit, but that's also like cruise lines are getting
Mhm.
pretty
Yeah.
big. It's like because they're all inclusive at the end of the day. Is you're paying for all your food for the most part, unless you want specialty dining in places. Depending on the cruise line, you have the drink packages you can get prepaid. I mean, it's why not take advantage of somewhere where you don't have to pull your wallet out unless you're buying merchandise. So taking your
Or playing bingo.
yeah down to beaches, you're getting to go to the beach and not have to go to like your restaurant is paid for already. You don't have to go down the street and eat at
Mhm.
Margaritaville, where you
Mhm.
might get good service, you might not. You might get good food, you might not. You're going to get good food, you're going to get good service, and you don't have
Yeah.
to pay for it because it's already been paid.
Yep. So speaking of cruises,
Look at that, Christine, doing the transition.
Oh.
Not even part of not even part of the whole hosting crew, and you're transitioning.
just jumping right in.
There we
Go
go.
for it. Well, we took our son, who's 5 years old, on his first Disney cruise last weekend. So it was July 9th through 13th. We went to the Disney Destiny. I will start by saying we stayed at Cabana Bay for the night because it's about a 12, 13-hour drive from Montgomery, Alabama to Fort Lauderdale. So we figured we'd split it up Wednesday.
Mhm.
Cabana Bay, I know you both know because we've stayed there with AEPs. Very, 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 very much need help.
Yeah,
It's tired.
it is.
I wouldn't even say it's tired at this point. I think it's beyond tired. It's like been drinking coffee for the past 6 years.
It's really
it's
living up to
sad.
that retro vibe.
Yes.
But it has such potential. Like
Yeah.
it really does. Being so close to Volcano Bay and the price point and the bowling alley and all that kind of stuff. But the rooms itself, they look like they may have been built in the 70s.
Yes, and that's not a positive in that spot. The biggest things like in Art of Animation opened in like 2012, 2013. Cabana Bay opened about the same time. How many times has Disney refurbished Art of Animation, but Lowe's Universal has not refurbished Cabana Bay? They need this. I told Micah, I've actually sent the pictures to Micah, Terry, and Rachel. The headboard had fingerprint claws from where Too Much Fun was being had in the bed, it looked like. And it's just like,
Kid did it. Like kids like to also pretend they're
Or-
Wolverine
or-
or
Yeah.
something.
Or a parrot.
our
I'm gonna go with the
parrot.
parrot thing.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
brought their parrot to Universal, but it was just like that was there. Our bathroom door was swollen at the bottom from where the kid had probably flooded the tub or something like that. It's like this is stuff that Disney doesn't overlook. They don't let this stuff get this far. So Universal, that's my gripe. I always talk about how much I love Universal, but that's the gripe is like your entry level hotel, and Cabana Bay is by far your biggest entry level hotel. You don't care for it. Like it's just fallen to the wayside. And Al, our Universal rep, had told us, I think it was the one Christine, when I first met Christine, told us that
That was like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, they said that Cabana Bay was next on the list to get refurbished, and then Hard Rock got refurbished, Royal Pacific got refurbished,
Portofino.
and now Portofino is
Portofino.
getting finished with their refurbishment. It's like, when is this supposed to happen? Like, just let it happen.
Needs to. It really needs to.
So to go on back over to the cruise though, it's 3 hours drive from the Universal Disney property to Fort Lauderdale. It wasn't a bad drive. Travis was excited the entire time. As soon as we walked in, he was just jaw dropped. It was
Love it.
the best.
Did he have I saw your video of when they announced your name. Did he understand what was happening? That it was the Davis family.
I don't think so, because that's why I was recording it, was because I wanted to see his reaction, but I don't think he was understanding what was happening. But on top of it, he was just taking in everything he was seeing.
Right.
there.
So much is happening. He's overwhelmed, overstimulated.
What time did you get on the ship?
About 1 o'clock. 12
Okay.
30,
So
1
you
o'clock.
probably had a lesser group of people getting on with you, right? Slows down at that point.
It was still, we had a little bit of a line on the gangway.
Still?
Yeah. So it was moving constantly. They had, I think, 4 lines for announcing people. So that was great. It moved. It took us longer to get off the ship than it was to get on the ship, just because how they were having technology problems the day we left.
Okay.
We were on deck 10. We had a Baymax room. Travis loves Big Hero 6. So when he walked in and saw that mural, he loved it. Yeah, we spent
Did you have
a
a
lot.
veranda room?
We did. And first thing we told him was, don't climb on the veranda, don't go out
Don't climb
there,
on
all
the
that stuff.
chair. Yeah.
But we walked out there at least once or twice a day because he always wanted to go out there and see and sit. So we enjoyed that. We could see the bridge. We were 12 rooms down from the bridge.
Fun.
So it was nice. We got pixie dusted by our host. Christine asked about it in one of my pictures. The first night, Travis had just regular sheets on his bed. The second night we come in, and there were car sheets.
I saw that was so cool.
And he lit up. He just ran in there and he was like, "Oh my God, look at my Spider McQueen on my sheets." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's so cool." So the next morning when Aisha was our host, our attendant, and we said, "Thank you so much." That just made his night. And we had those sheets for the rest of the week. And it was.
I saw that and I was like,
I know.
they do that? That's so awesome.
I never saw the Spider-Man ones before. So I asked Jason, where'd you get that from? Because thought maybe you or Beth brought them with you, but you said you were pixie dust, and I'm like, that's the most awesome pixie dust for a 5-year-old boy. My goodness.
Absolutely. And was this Travis's first cruise?
It was his very first cruise, so he didn't know any. He handled it like a champ. We brought Dramamine down with us to make sure that if he got sick, started feeling woozy or anything like that, that we'd have stuff. But he didn't know anything was different with him. He just ran around. We did the Oceaneers Club for about 2-3 hours each day because we wanted to make sure we're spending time with him, but we at the same time wanted to go experience the adults only area, which is on the Wish class.
All over.
Well, it's all over, but it's not great when you go to the back of the ship and it's the swimming pool. Because my wife wanted to swim a little bit and not with kids. She wanted cool water, not warm water. So we get in, there was no room for anybody in those pools. There was a hot tub, but nowhere to sit in the hot tub. Make it a little bit bigger. After coming off the Star of the Sea, and they had those massive hideaway infinity pools on the back of the ship. It was great. Me and Glenn were able to walk around and stand 10 feet apart and still have 30 people in there. We couldn't fit, I think, 15 in that little pool they had. Food wise, naturally, Disney does great with food. Travis is a very picky eater. He's more picky than I am. He had a corn dog at the Marvel, which was biggest disappointment of a restaurant to me. And then the next 3 nights he had noodles and French fries, and they specially made it for him every night. Marvel, they show all the the Treasure and the Wish have the show itself, like the Ant-Man and Wasp show.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, this one didn't. This was trivia
Yeah.
all night with Groot, and it was like, this is horrible.
It's disappointing seeing as like the statue in the atrium is Black Panther, so you would
Right.
think they would put a lot of emphasis on the Marvel.
And you saw a lot of Marvel around the ship. Travis, we were going to dinner the next night at Pride Lands, and Travis, we turned the corner, and it was next to Wonderland Cinemas, so Sarabi's, and there's Spider-Man, and
His
we were
favorite.
able to get a picture with him. He got a hug. I mean, he spent a good 5, almost 10 minutes with Travis just interacting, and it was great. So that's something the Disney Cruise Line does that you don't get in Disneyland or Walt Disney World, is those characters actually take some time with you.
Especially if you catch them in the hallways.
Yeah, if they're roaming the ship
like on deck
that.
somewhere.
Oh,
My kids played miniature golf with Goofy on the Dream ones.
See, that's great.
So fun.
You know, I have that video. I play that video like once a year. I'm like, this is why you go on Disney Cruise.
Yep.
Disney Cruise Line. I mean, you're not finding anything like this anywhere on land.
No.
He had ice cream naturally every night.
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody does, but he had a Mickey bar. We swam. The biggest thing we found out, so deck 10 is right below the main deck.
Full
so
deck.
Full deck and everything. We loved it because at night we go eat, we come back and get dressed, go upstairs and swim, because we'd see the 1 o'clock show. We saw Frozen, which he absolutely loved, kept his eyes on it the entire time. Watch Hercules Sunday. He's not as familiar with Hercules, but he watched it and he liked it, he said. But he was playing some, trying to lay down and all that. So we saw the afternoon show and we would swim at night, and then we'd be able to walk back down to the room. Perfect for us.
I mean, that's how I was on Norwegian. Our deck was directly below the pool deck. Like, we were one down and we were not that far from the stairs to just walk straight up. And I thought that was like, especially with a kid who really likes to be at the pool and do those things. And we were only one deck down from like the buffet. So like, it really wasn't that far for us. I felt like when you have a kid, that's a great location to be close to the pool and close to the buffet. Like, you can't really ask for a better spot.
And we do the same thing for breakfast. We'd walk up to Marceline. It's on deck 11 too. So we'd walk up there, go have breakfast, and then do whatever for the day. It was great. He loved every part of it. We spent all day at Castaway. Bethany went out and ran the 5K. Me and him walked out, took some pictures in front of the ship. Found our Bethany had put her stuff on some chairs for us at Castaway. It was raining when we got there, so no one was really out. So we had the beach the family beach to ourselves. So we enjoyed it. He played in the water for like a good 6 hours. We walked off Castaway around 3, I think.
What did you think about Pride Lands?
Pride Land was great. The entertainment was so good. Like, she came out, the band came out, I think 3 times. Christine, you've done the cruise, right? You've done that.
Yeah, I did it in April.
It's 3 times, right? They come out once, like around
at least,
like around appetizers.
Yeah.
Do a third of the show, then they come out and do another part of the show, like right after entrees, and then as desserts being served or finishing, depending on where you are, that's the last time they come out and do it.
I love the drummer.
Yeah, the whole thing. She's phenomenal. Like,
yeah, she is. This is like Broadway type singing. By
they
far.
do stuff from
Amazing.
The Lion King and from Lion King Simba's Pride, because they did the main song from that one. Yeah, that was just a great restaurant, great theme. I would love to.
What do you think about the food?
It was good.
I don't remember what I had.
Like, were you able to find something as a picky
person? So at World of Marvel, I had steak, which I wasn't a big fan of. It was the one they had every night, like the grass-fed sirloin or something like that. It was cheap meat and it just didn't taste good. It didn't look like it was cooked right. It was fine. I did go up on deck and get something later for actual substance.
Mm-hmm.
I had chicken, the oven roasted chicken or something like that for Pride Lands. It had some seasoning for, some African style seasoning. Then the next night I had the jerk chicken for Pirates Night because we did Pride Lands twice. And then I had the filet at 1923. Then I think Bethany pretty much matched whatever I got. But it was overall the food was good.
Good. I know. I really I see this ship being the ship. I mean, because all three of us here, we all have boys. So it being more of a boy focused ship more than a lot of the other ones where you're going to have the Royal Gathering, which is all the princesses and stuff like that. Do they have something like that on Destiny?
They do.
They had the Royal Gathering.
Yeah.
They don't have a superhero meet and greet like
Well, they
I think they should.
Yeah.
But Black Panther was meeting in the Marvel Academy at one point when we dropped Travis off at Oceaneers. And it looked like it was a good 30, 40-minute wait to meet him. I'm like, you should put him in the Great Hall and have him meet there.
I feel like if it's a ship that the Black Panther is the kind of the statue that's in the atrium, they're making the ship very much. They have a Marvel restaurant. They are very focused on this type of stuff because I know they had Marvel Day at Sea for a while. They were doing that. Just on this ship, it should be I don't know, all the time thing. This what makes you want to go on this one where it's different. They might not have the Royal Gathering. It's the Superhero Gathering. I don't know what a good name for that would be.
I mean, you still have to have the princesses, right? Because there's going to be daughters on there that are there because the brothers are superhero fans.
Right.
But there was still a lot. I was actually surprised the last night when they did the big farewell party thing. Travis wanted a picture with Rapunzel and Flynn. So we went up to the deck above to get that. But we got a picture with Captain Minnie. We got a picture with Captain Mickey. His jaw dropped when Black Panther walked out. But he never got a picture with him. It was just standing up there because they say something. And whether you're inner hero, you find your inner hero or something like that, and there's Black Panther. And then, or your villain, and Cruella walks out.
Did you see Loki at all?
Yeah, we saw Loki a few times. But we didn't so they have the storytellers on the ship, which I think we talked about when the agency went.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like it's something they brought from the Star Cruiser because there's a story arc over the entire cruise that these storytellers are doing. But we never went to any of them. We just went to that last one where they're you find your destiny. They introduce them at the sail away party and they wrap it up at the farewell party.
Okay. Did you ever do the kiss goodnight in the atrium?
Not at midnight, but they we were standing there at 5:00 the first night and they just started doing it. And it was so cool.
Well, I'm glad they do it for people with younger kids that they could still see it as well. And it's not oh, you need to keep them up till midnight when we're going to be at Castaway tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Right.
Kind of thing.
I think when the Wish first came out, it was only at midnight, and then within a couple of weeks, the complaints started coming in. It's hello, this is a family cruise line. You want these little 5 and 6-year-olds staying up till midnight? Not going to happen. So then they made a 9:00 one or 8:30 one or something, and then the midnight one. But it is it's mesmerizing, no matter what ship you do it on.
We walked out of our room the first night. I can't remember what we were doing. We were just walking around the ship trying to find stuff and get it oriented. And that's when they just started playing. And then Pirates Night, they do a separate show in there too. So they have 2 different shows. The fireworks were great. They do a concert instead of a show, like a pirate show. They do the pirate party at 7:30, maybe 7:45, but it was still daylight, so they can't do fireworks. So they do a rock party toward 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then they do the fireworks at 10:15.
Beth looked fantastic in her pirate outfit. That was so fun. I mean, Travis was adorable, but Beth looked great in her pirate costume.
Well, thank you. I picked it out.
Good job, Jason.
I picked both of them out, and I just bought them and said, "Here you go." So, because I don't do the batching thing, but I wore a Star Wars shirt that had the same colors of pirates, and that was my thing. You don't know what your rotation is, right, for your restaurants. You don't know what we bought the photo pass, so you don't know what the backdrops are in the Great Hall. The first night I wore a Spider-Man shirt to go with Marvel. They had the Pride Lands background for that night. Well, when we went to Pride Lands, I wore my Lion King shirt, and they had Marvel backgrounds. It was
just reversed.
Yeah, and then they did Pirates Night, so I kind of matched that. And then the last night, I wore a Fantasia anniversary shirt, because we did 1923, and it kind of matched with all that. So I wish you could see your rotation at some point beforehand, just so that do I need a what I need to do.
2 of
before.
this.
Yeah. Do I need to go run to the
Yeah.
room, put this on, whatever, so I can match the backgrounds that you have? But yeah,
So when do you find out your dining rotation?
when you get on the ship,
And where is it
It's in the-
said what you're doing?
it's in the app. I was
In the
hoping that I could get it in so Fort Lauderdale. I'll say this about getting in the, like, you get on the Wi-Fi when you're in the port.
The terminal.
Yeah, the terminal. I don't like Fort Lauderdale's terminal compared to Port Canaveral's. I think it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I just like the way you do everything over at Canaveral better. So I was hoping I could see it before we got on the ship, but you can't have to actually be on the ship before you can see your rotation.
Yeah, because I remember when I went on the Wish out of Port Canaveral and we had to do I think a reservation or virtual queue, whatever it was for the Star Wars lounge.
Right.
I remember we did that in the terminal waiting for like the security line. So I know for a fact we used to be able to do it before we got in.
And they didn't do any of that on this because Corello's was always a line to get into. We never made it in. We did Haunted Mansion. We were there when they opened the first, like, the day at sea. So we just kind of stood around at Sanctum, which is the quote unquote lobby bar-ish, the lobby. So we went in there, had a couple drinks. Haunted Mansion bar, by the way, great, amazing.
Amazing.
We did take Travis in there one night just to see if he would, because we wanted to get drinks. He wanted to see what it was. He asked. So we walked him in and he got scared. So we took him out.
Yeah, it's really dark.
It is
I bet it
super dark.
is.
Yeah.
It opens late. It opens at like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I say late. But like Cruella's doesn't open until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And then, like I said, there's a line for it.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest complaint that I had when it comes to the ship design, naturally the elevators, they have a lot of them, but they get crowded really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And there's long
They're
lines.
skinny.
They are. And not everybody is smart enough to cram in. So like there's room in these elevators, but no one's moving back.
Right.
The smell of whatever, the scent things, the scent boxes they have, they're just out in the open, plugged in on the floor next to the wall. And I'm like, you're Disney, can you hide these?
Right. There's got to be a way.
So I just, those are like my two biggest complaints. Overall, I enjoyed the ship. Before we started recording, I said the Wonder is my number one.
Mm-hmm.
It's been well over 10 years since I've been on the Dream, but hopefully we'll be back on that in October. But the Destiny's a solid ship. I'm glad we did that ship.
I think, I've been on the Wish and the Destiny, same class of ship. I always say the Wish is, all about the princesses with a sprinkle of Marvel and Star Wars in it. And then you have the Destiny where it's all about, Marvel and still some Star Wars or anything with a sprinkle of princesses in it, I think the Treasure might be like right in the middle.
Yeah, the Treasure's like if you have those kids that are about the same age and you have a split children, so you have male female children. If you're very female oriented family, then Wish is going to be right up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
The Destiny is going to be right up your alley when it comes to a male dominated family, because I enjoyed it. Bethany enjoyed it too, but I know she would have enjoyed Cinderella and all that a little bit more.
I love the Destiny. I mean, having 2 boys, it was like a no-brainer. But I love the color scheme of it.
Yes.
Did you go see Dr. Facilier, his
didn't.
parlor?
We walked past it. I finally, like the last day, found out where it was.
Yeah, it's like hidden. That's the best part about it. It's just
right
like
there
some
next to
door
the
on the
photo.
side of this hallway.
Yeah, and if you wouldn't know it's there, like the sign for the door is on the door. So,
Right.
when you're walking by it, you see
The other way.
the Shutters Photo Studio or whatever
Yeah.
it's called. But if you're coming from aft to forward, that's what you see. If you're
Right.
going forward to aft, then you can see the Dr. Facilier stuff.
Yeah.
One other gripe I do have is the stores. Mickey's main cell, where they put that, is a horrible location to me. Like right there at the exit of Pride Lands on deck 5.
Yeah.
They should have put that where the like the watches, the purses, all that stuff is.
Yeah, because they need a space that's more open.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like along one side of the ship. It was a very narrow store, very crowded. I mean, the first 2 days is like you couldn't even get in. But then you got that watch store and everything downstairs, and it's like all this space and everything, and nobody's walking around.
Yeah, no one's
They should have
buying.
switched.
And that's the thing, like with Royal Caribbean, when I saw on Star and everything, no one goes in, like, there's people who go on those ships to buy those things.
Yeah.
But there's a reason it works so well on the Disney Dream, the Disney Wonder, the Magic, and the Fantasy, is because they're across the way from each other. You have Whitecaps on one side and you have Mainsail on the other side, the fancy stuff and the kid stuff.
Yep.
This is perfectly laid out to do the same thing. And you could put more merchandise for the kids because Travis couldn't find anything. We were like, Travis, you can buy a toy. And there was nothing for him to buy.
What about that other cute store that's right outside Marceline Market? I forget what it's called.
It's a little, like a sundry store, right? It's the...
Yeah, I know there's bathing suits and stuff in there, but there were no toys.
We didn't even go in there because when we walked by, it was always closed for breakfast.
Yeah, it's not open a lot.
And we saw some pirate shirts and, but I never saw toys.
Yeah.
But overall, like, great ship. I'm glad we're getting back into it.
Did you have early dining?
We did. We had 545 seating. The other thing about their pools, right quick, was that I don't like that there's so many pools because then they close off the pools. Like, you'd go over there and be like, okay, you have 5 pools on the back side of the deck 11, 12, and 13, but 3 of them are closed. So everybody's tied into one of these small ones. It's like, if you could open them up a little bit more, it'd be great. And then you have the deck 14 Chippendale, which has weird hours. Just to wrap it up, when we got off the ship, we got up about 6. We walked out of the room about 6:45. We were going to go have breakfast at 1923 because you have breakfast at the restaurant that you last dined in. The head waiter came around. The problem we had with our wait service was the accents. So the head waiter, the server, he comes up and says like something about breakfast being from this time to this time. We thought it was just one breakfast. Not that it was 2, like you had to go during this time for first seating, this time during second seating. So we went down and then we're like, oh, we're here for breakfast. Like, well, are you first or second seating? We're like, we're first. And they're like, oh, you have to go up to Marceline because we're done with first seating now. We're fixing to seat second. I'm like, well, that sucks. I would have gotten everybody up a little bit earlier to actually do a proper breakfast before we left. Our wait staff was amazing with Travis. The assistant server was doing magic tricks with him. They made an origami fish for him. Felix was our main server. He was great. Thompson was our assistant server. Highly recommend him if you can request him for your next Destiny cruise.
Absolutely.
We have any other questions about the Destiny? I know Christine's been on, so she'd be more of like, did they change anything? But they probably haven't in the few months.
No.
Well, awesome. Next week.
Upcoming trips for everybody. What's everybody's next trip?
HHN.
Yeah, I mean, technically Halloween Horror Nights. I have some banana ball games planned.
Sorry, I do VIP with some of the Siobhan, Allison, and some of the other agents. We're doing VIP at Walt Disney World, but I'll do that with an HHN trip. And then HHN with Micah, Terry, Christine, and Beth is coming with us. So
yeah, that's right. Christine will be there.
Yeah.
We have another Christine in the agency?
Yeah.
Was she a recent hire? Because I wasn't told that I wasn't the only one anymore.
Micah said she needed the best roommate ever.
I'll be a roommate. I'm just not leaving the room.
I mean, we're looking at something the first week of October.
Well, I'll have plenty to bring to the podcast in the next couple months since... Jason, I'm doing the star of the season August.
You'll love it.
But I've been on the Icon already. But we are staying at the Evermore Resort for 3 nights before the star. So we got a 7-bedroom house. We have friends of ours from Georgia coming down. It's my son's best friend, moved away in high school. And then in September, I'm going on a Norwegian cruise to be one of the first people to check out the Great Tides Water Park.
Beautiful.
And then in November, I'll be on the naming sailing of Royal Caribbean Legend of the Seas.
That's so exciting.
So it'll be myself and my husband and Rachel and Siobhan.
Lots of reasons for you to come back on the podcast to tell us all about it.
Yeah, when you do that
that'll
one,
be cool.
When you do, we'll have you on the Legend one for sure, because usually when y'all do preview sailings, we try to get that. So next week we're going to have, this is a surprise when she listens, if she ever listens. Terry's going to talk about her Wonder of the Seas cruise. It's her husband's first cruise.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of see what the Wonder of the Sea was like for her, and what a first time adult sailor would be like, and how he handled that.
That'll be a
news
great
that we have.
podcast.
And then, like I said, next week, in 2 weeks, we're going to have Rachel and Amber on about Alaska. Christine, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once and for hanging out with Micah and me for a few days out in Disneyland.
They kind of made me. I didn't tell you that part.
Yeah, that's understandable.
We told her she had to. Like, she
Well-
had no choice but to hang out with Jason and I.
They said put the problem child together. So me and Christine were in one spot, and then Micah just kind of defaulted because she was the roommate. So, but it's always great to hang out with you, Christine, whether it's virtually or in person. So thank you for coming on the podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell people how to get a hold of you if they want to book a Disney Cruise Line, a Beaches, a Sandals, anything you book type thing?
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook at Christine Rush with Magical Travel. You can find me on Instagram as Mickey Mom 007.
Best Instagram handle ever.
But I don't think a lot of people get the 007 part. Like, I think, like, if you see Mickey Mom 007, don't you know that's 007? Like, someone could solve all your problems.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I went with.
The person who's going to kill Mickey Mouse.
No.
007 kills everybody.
7 takes care of everything. So that's what I am.
Yeah, by killing everybody.
He always knows what's happening and problems.
All right, now I got to go change my handle. I'll be back.
Yeah.
And then again, my email address is just simply Christine@magicaltravel.com.
We'll have her email in the show notes if you want to email her. But she's great. She's awesome. So just go.
I try.
Yeah. I'm just saying that so that she's not mad at me later. She gave me about $100. So there we go. You can find the rest staying concierge. You can find the rest of us over at magicaltravel.com. Our socials are always Castles of Cauldrons. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. If you can take some time to rate and review our show, that helps us out greatly with Apple iTunes and our Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, I think, does rates. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't paid attention. But
no. I think you can just thumbs up it.
Yeah, maybe just like our shorts, like our reels.
Yeah.
All those who randomly listened to us this last week, like we saw a huge influx. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
It was amazing. Until the next time, we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.